the headlines. Preparation for IMC elections scheduled tomorrow begins. Good afternoon and welcome to ISTV News. Now the news in detail. All preparations for smooth, free and fair conduct of the Imphal Municipal Corporation elections scheduled to be held on June 2nd, that is tomorrow, begins. Altogether, 86 candidates for councillors and 120 candidates for members are in fray in the election. For Imphal West, altogether, 64 councillors and 92 ward development committee members are contesting in the election. In 20 wards, 64 councillors will be in the fray for the IMC elections. 20 candidates of INC, 20 of BJP, 3 of CPI, 2 of LJP, 1 JDU and 18 independent candidates will be contesting in the election. The polling personnel have started moving at their respective polling stations for tomorrow's election. Talking to the ISTV News, RO of Imphal West, Bunty Konthausam said in Imphal West, election will be conducted at 189 polling stations and all polling stations have been announced as hypersensitive. 5 polling personnel each will be used in every polling station. 6 sector magistrates have been reserved for the poll. He appealed to the people to extend cooperation for free and fair election.
तबदेव कोई ये वोट में वो था कहीं नहीं सीधा कोई वही लेना बा कोई सिक्योरिटी की मतंग कोई इम्फाल वेस्ट की सिक्योरिटी ने पुलिस में भी कोई सारे चले जिला ओरिएंटेशन जाम में अपना सी क्लब है कोई सिक्योरिटी को ये है चला तो खबर ले रहा है तो वही लेना ना कोई सीधा कोई इम्फाल वेस्ट की डिप्टी कमिश्नर भी कोई सारे जो फ्री नर्स कोई ये कोई हारी रिलेशन है जमाई पान चतना होता मुक्ता कोई वार्ड वाइज होना कोई सेक्टर मजिस्ट्रेट सेक्टर ऑफिसर है संगम सीजो अदर थोक में ले गए अदर मीडिया की कंट्रोल रूम मीडिया सेंटर सी कोई थ्रांत और ले रहे काउंटिंग कोई तारीख तक तो काउंटिंग सीजो में लेना काउंटिंग और सीएम साहब ले जा रहे अरे का इलेक्शन में नंबर काम मिला मैं कौन बंदूक संजय.
On the other hand, in Imphal East District, in a total of 7 wards, 22 candidates for councillors and 36 candidates for ward development committee members will be in the fray. In total, 51,756 voters will cast votes in the IMC election. 5 candidates of INC, 6 of BJP, 2 of CPI, 1 of LJP and 7 independent candidates will be contesting. Talking to the ISTV News, RO of Imphal East, Lashram Delina said security measures have been taken for free and fair election. All polling personnel have started moving for their respective polling stations. In Imphal East, election will be conducted at 66 polling stations and 330 polling personnel will be utilized. However, 35 more polling personnel have been kept in reserve. 20 polling stations have been categorized as sensitive, 9 as hypersensitive and remaining 37 as normal. 9 police personnel including 2 women police personnel will be deployed at every polling station. She also appealed to the people to extend cooperation for free and fair election.
Ayuki pung nipan dagi nungdingi pung mari bawa election tawani mayam na poll thada bi bayagani matam sida mayam na ward taret 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 amadi ward number 26 tala iba miyam na isa gi akhoi gi elector amam oina akhoi voting right to season na binaba hajari.
A discussion on the current movement of inner-line permit system was held at ISTV network today. Convener of Joint Committee on Inner-Line Permit System, Ratan Khomdram, Senior Journalist Irengbam Arun and Professor of Manipur University, Priyo Ranjan took part in today's discussion hour.
Amaromda hayeng pangthokadoriba IMC ki mikhalsi boycott tobagi wafum phobo yauri aduga amaromda na political parties ingi mihutta yam kan thajaba thambi bagi wafum sina karigin
Political party ki mihutta thajaba thamba thamdawi mosi kanoni mroina hoji leise khoina Delhi chalaga takno hamne tasena political party da khoina tawri posi ये जे कोई लीडर होना कोई प्रजा नमोद कोई न बने पैसा तो बने अखोने बीजेपी बेहतर थिंगन बा कांग्रेस भी थिंगन बा मोई बो कोई यंग बने नते बा मोई मथौ तो दुर में तो वना कोई पोलिंग पार्टी सिंग ऑफिस संगरा कोई मा सिंग पैसा तो बने अदुगा नाकल मदना कोई ना हंद की आईएमसी की इलेक्शन सिदा कोई तसेना मितो बोथ था बया मुझे बोले पे यारो था बया है अदु लेबो फवा है दारे हंद की मिखल सिदा कोना आरो सिंग फंग पाउदा लेबा मैम सिदा कोई काउंसिलर सिंग मेंबर सिंग मितो ति बोम लेप्रे
मिटोप से कोई कमांड डिफाइन तो मिटोप से कोना जैसे एलपीएस ना हाइब मिटोप से
अखोने हाबे मिटोप से नाकल मदा कोई नन मणिपुर पर्सन ने मणिपुरी नतबा मणिपुरी मी नतबा मणिपुरी मी नतबा कोई नेटिव पीपल नतबा मीसिंग कोई से कोई मिटोप ने काउंट कोई मिटोप है गदी अनि थों लाकने इंटरनेट माइग्रेन में एक्सटर्नल माइग्रेन में अनि मपुनी अखोने काउंट तो रिसे अदुन अखोने हाइजे बोथ थादा बिगनो हाइबने बोथ थादा बिगनो हाइबसे मसी आइ मिंग दी गदी कना खन दी मजु लाले हकने अदु ओरेबे फिल्म सिदा अखोना इंडिया की आइना या या देना अखोगी हाइब गमदई पोरसम लागदी हयेंग अखोइदा इम्फाल मुंगदा कैदा अमदम एमएलए में अम्मा मितोम कारा कांदा अखोना हाइब गमगरा त्रिपुरा तो त्रिपुरी सिंगना फराम चुमग दुवा लाउ गमजे एमएलए ने फुएना बेंगोली कागरे अमाना अखोइदा लेरिबा मितोम सिंग सिदा इंडिया की आइना या दे हागंदा अखोना मोइदा बोथादो यारोना हाइबजे या आइना या दे ना सुम तुमले
कोई जॉइंट कमिटी ऑन इनर लाइन परमिट सिस्टम अहान में खोंजंग जंग मतंदा अखोइना संगसिलिबसी इंडिया की कनागुम अमखा की मायोक्त नते मसी अखोगी येलो मी सिंग कन्ननबा संगसिनबा खोंजंग ने हाइकी वफम थमखरगा करिगी दमकता मितोप सिंग बोथ थादबा यारो है वफम सिलाई
होय अदु समे अखोई इंडिया की अखोगी इंडियन कांगु सिंग मथकता कोई लेती अदुबो होजिले फिल्म सिदी अखोइना अखोजी मुतबा मांगबा याबी फिल्म लाइमना अखोई इंडिया की लुदुदगी अखोगी पुंसी येलोमी की फिचर दो अदुना मरु एना खलकांदा अखोई वॉइस ने होय अखोइना ngang से इंडिया की लोना यादे हरप यायबा अदु इंडिया की लुदुदगी अखोई येलोमी की फिचर येलोमी सिंग तुंगदा अखोई रिव्यू के दो अदुना लुई खलकांदा अखोई सिवाजे अखोई थोलैने
The discussion will be broadcast on ISTV music channel at 7 p.m. today. Pledging support to the movement launched by JC ILPS, many people of Kurai came out and blocked the road at Kurai Tinsit Road and Imphal Ukrul Road today, demanding enactment of the 3 ILP bills. Torch procession lit the dim night in almost many places of the Valley districts last night, lending support to the movement launched by JC ILPS demanding implementation of inner-line permit system, enactment of the 3 ILP bills, banning of non-locals to cast or contest elections, etc. A large number of people voluntarily came out and took out the procession. Many people who came from different directions of Kurai met at Lamlong Market and protested at the point jointly. The large number of protesters from Imphal Ukrul Road, Tinsit Road, Pangai Road, Ayangpali Road and Larigimbam Lekai marched towards Minuthong and passed through Chekon. However, they were stopped by state police personnel from further procession. On the other hand, many Mairapaibis, including people from all walks of life from Kiamgai, Tongzu, Naurimlekai, Kawa took out torch procession till Singzamai market last night. However, confrontation occurred between the police and Mairapaibis for some time and they were put halt from further marching ahead by police. Lending support to movement for implementing ILP system, Mairapaibis of Sangakpam and Sangakpam Kuno surrounding areas took out torch procession. Slogans were also raised by the large number of people. Torch processions were taken out at Sagolban areas too, lending support to the JCILPS movement. However, they were stopped by police at Wahengbam Lekai area. Later, the protesters converged back from the junction. Khudekpi, Lemarol, Apunba, Mairapaibi Loop and Women Welfare Organization Tera Khongsangbi jointly organized torch procession starting from Khudekpi passing through Kwakta Moirang River bank and many other adjoining areas last night. On the other hand, at Saiton 2, Saiton Nupi Samas Chaukot Taurang Loop and United Konjin Club Saiton took out torch procession. Sunusify Nupi Chaukot Taurang Loop, Sunusify and Ideal Club Sunusify also took out torch procession starting from Fuwala passing through Naransena and then converges back to the starting point. Many slogans like "Don't allow non-locals to cast or contest votes," "Implement ILP in Manipur," etc. were raised. Joint Director, Veterinary and Animal Husbandry Department vaccinated cattle of the Kongpal Khitri Lekai, Kongkham Lekai, Chanam Lekai, Nauribam Lekai and Khaidem Lekai area which was affected by flood of the past week by incessant rain that lashed the state. In support of the JCILPS movement, Mairapaibis took out a torch procession at Thoubal last night. The Mairapaibis of Thoubal Sagoltong Ningombam, Thoubal Achauba, Thoubal Wangmataba, Thoubal Okram, etc. around Thoubal Bazaar took part in a torch procession that was taken out through Thoubal Bazaar. Mairapaibi protesters shouted ILP demands amidst tight security at Thoubal Bazaar. Similar torch procession was also taken out at Thoubal Kiam Bazaar by the Mairapaibis of Thoubal Haukha and Thoubal Kiam. At Yaripok too, Mairapaibis of Yaripok Kekru, Yaripok Top Chingtha, Yaripok Bamon Lekai, Chongtham Lekai and Bishnu Naha took out the procession and shouted slogans at Yaripok Bazaar in support of the movement. Volunteers of 3 clubs of Hauribi and Mairapaibis of the area jointly took out the torch procession in support of the JCILPS movement last night. The protesters took out the procession from Hauribi High School campus and marched towards Chazing, reaching the residence of MLA of Langtabal Assembly constituency, Karamsham, where they submitted a memorandum reiterating the demands of the movement to the MLA. A hand grenade was found placed at the house of Deputy Director of RIMS Y. Rajendro at Andro Kunau around 8:30 this morning. Bomb experts of police have safely picked up the grenade. However, the identity of the persons responsible for the act and their motive are yet to be established. Residents around Singzamai Makha, Khongnang Phaidekpi in Langtabal Assembly constituency are apprehensive of flood as waters have been oozing out from 8 different spots on the ground in the area due to the rise in the water level of Imphal River there. Residents of the area have started elevating the embankment of the river with the help of an excavator by contributing money. Muhindro of Friends Union Club Khongnang Phaidekpi said the residents of the area have taken up the initiative of repairing the river bank as the local MLA has not taken up any step to repair the river bank despite repeated pleas.
The MLA zu adum yengbira maga adum saki aduga madu semba khotbagi idea de isu to pa halam de adagi leader akogi mayam amasu lei masi mayam su adum yenga tokbani na akoi da ising tumaga di akoi swai da waga da problem orakbani na akoi isa isa na masi chungthok sarga tukjalo.
MLA of Thongzu Assembly constituency Thongam Biswajit along with the engineers of ISTV today inspected the condition of the bank of Imphal River and Kongba River flowing through the constituency. During the inspection visit, the MLA inspected the worsening conditions of the river banks at Ningomthong Sanasam, Basikong Maimom Lekai, Kongba Irongthong, Kongba Irong Huidrom and Ningomthong Nomoikapam. The condition of the river banks were found to be such that it will be unable to hold the river water if water level rises again. MLA T.S. Biswajit has suggested the engineers and the authority concerned to the need to repair the river banks at the earliest. Talking to media persons, MLA T.S. Biswajit appealed to the government to repair the river banks at the earliest. He further said, if the government doesn't have adequate fund to take up the repairing work, it can at least repair it on temporary basis. If no action is taken up by the government, he will take up the initiative to repair the river in the best way possible, he assured. The residents around the rivers have been quite anxious due to the worsening condition of the river banks, he added.
Akadariba July gi ekhoi ising isau sida kan mangam na ba haiduna ko lebak thonjan ba aduga ko gi permanent solution natraga su ko temporary oina handa ki leiba post sida koina no mayokna re harakanda akhoi gi amadi awabda kokna na ba tawre harakanda ko December go kari gumba season la ko matamda ko RCC tawgani haibagi pandam lona ko hari ba thungju kendra gi not only ko moi rongda na tana ko mai mom lekai adagi ningom thungjaw gi makha aduga singja mai kitri lekai aduga se kon gi area da kongda pathadana leriba puna makse ko handaki rainy season amadi akhoi gi lakaduriba ising isau gi laiba bori sala ko mamang da ko na thabak pangtho aganda praja miyam da nunga yai phana ko tangdu leitana lehenba se adugi pandam lona na ko ngasi mofam sida laksaban.
The Lailam Thokpa ritual of the Ibudau Thangzing at Moirang was held at Moirang Chingai ground yesterday. The ritual was taken out from Ibudau Thangzing Shrine and converged at the ground. Various rituals were performed by the Amaiba and Amaibis of the ritual ceremony. Maiba of the Ibudau Thangzing Shrine, Madhuchandra, expressed his views on the occasion.
Layam pun nak cakap harap secam tam nungai ta lam kosi ada nak kau lam itu koi bani ada lahirau bayi besi aku itu marang da harap makalo hum sui lam thok bayi bamane jumpam bayi bamane ada je kong sing bayi tu nama kau hari bah hum sui aku itu lahirau makalo hum sui toye.
The residents of Kumbi have locked the power substations of Moirang Kuno and Kumbi, saying that the substations have not been supplying electricity in the area. One of the women residents said the areas covered by the two power substations have been remaining without power supply since a very long time now. She resented the fact that the MSPDCL have even let the people who owe electricity taxes arrested by the police, but has now remained silent when it's the company's turn now to serve the people.
Where tatli adu tawiya da tawiya na mui oida paida ba mayam ama hairaga koi rongi mai se karai de piri no kamai tawri no koi khangdre adu bill lauram dai matam dadi laaga moisna action gumba tawraga mai kakkani adu tawgani habagi force na singba mayam ama tawbani na ki bani na koi su bill du di thire.
Now the headlines once again. Preparation for IMC elections scheduled tomorrow begins. That's all for now, and keep watching ISTV News Update.